Join us as we uncover the symbols, the stories, explore the mysteries, the power, and the legacy of a kingdom that is still unfolding. This is a journey where history, prophecy, power, and people converge, and the story is still being written, from ancient kingdoms to the spaces where modern voices meet. Voices that refuse to be silenced, part of a heritage that continues to shape the present. The past is not dead, it lives, it speaks. And here, we listen, we reason, we respond, and we testify. We dive into ancient truths, symbols, and signs still relevant today. The scepter has not departed, the mystery is not lost, and the kingdom, it is still unfolding, one episode at a time. This is more than a podcast, it's a return to the source. Welcome to the Scepter of Zion, where ancient truths meet modern voices. And now, to conversations, truth, and power, the scroll begins to open. And here to guide us through the gates, your trusted voice and seasoned guide, a voice for the remnant, your host, Ruben B.
Yeah. Welcome. See you back once again for some of that info and good stuff. But you know what we get ready to do? We get ready to step inside the domes of power, where ceilings painted with saints looking down at you, man. They watching you like a security camera. So you walking in this Vatican. You looking at these saints that's painted on the ceiling. One eyes look like he's just penetrating right through you. Other one look like he got his nose turned up and like he's sniffing or something. I don't know. Also, other dude got this look on his face like he just really, really mad. Yeah, that's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to decode the Vatican keys. These two cross keys, gold and simple. You know, what they said that these keys open heaven. That's what it means. I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. That's what they say. Maybe open the Pope's parking garage. Maybe his condominium upstairs or some way. But you know what? Either way, they're guarding something that's deeper. Something they want to control. You know, maybe they're trying to hide some authority or something that has to do with their empire. But you know what? I know where it's going. It's going underground. So come and go with me. Follow me underground here. So beneath the marble basilica, you know what I'm saying? Beneath there, it's leading right into the Acropolis. Wait a minute, there's somebody out there selling ice cream, so hold up. That's good. But you know what's down there? They said that this is the city of the dead that's buried under the Vatican. Buried down there are popes, emperors. I mean, I guess they got him in some vinegar or vomit or something. They got him down there in something. But you know, Rome, the real foundation of it, that's up there in the Vatican, is those marbles too. That's right, those marbles. We're going to talk about those marbles a little deeper. Exactly the way they design them when you walk through there. So, but before we get lost down there, let's go back up for some air. Yeah, kind of stuffy up in here or down here. Because right across town, right, sits this Coliseum. this big tower. Once this was the ultimate theater of blood, where gladiators clashed, lions roared, and the empire fed the people bread and plenty of circus. The old saying is that some of the Hebrews were dragged there by force into this spectacular event or whatever. Spectacle, basically. As you remember in an earlier episode, I told you that Rome was into slavery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Either way, it was about violence. And they had the surround sound going. It was live, unrehearsed. Now, here's where the plot thickens, and there's a plot. There's a plot here, a plot there, a plot everywhere, dealing with these guys. So Rome it wasn't just flexing his muscles for his citizens, It was also flexing ideas. And those ideas were laws. Their laws were religious. They also was religious experiments. They didn't just stay locked into this marble city, the Vatican. They traveled the seas. They sailed the seas with crusaders, colonizers, and priests with more zeal and more zest across the seas. That's right. Now, you don't think for one minute that this society is not based on Greece ideology. It is. So, when the Europeans arrived in this so-called new world, they weren't just looking for gold. They was looking to extend their empire, their old pattern, wrapped into these rituals, still going on to this very second right now. Cathedrals rise in Mexico City on top of Aztec temples. Statues of their saints, the Catholic saints, they replaced the native gods. Yeah, they did. And it's the same playbook that they did it all over Central America. That's right. Roman conquest. Rome, they were absorbed in these Greek mystery schools. And I'm going to cover that a little bit later, right? They was absorbed in it. But Rome had that political and military might going for them at that time, right? But the Hebrew presence always scattered, always surviving, threads its way through the narrative like a quiet witness to this history. So you know what? Here we stand. We're standing right here at the crossroad of these domes that has all these symbols and signs in it. We're standing right here in the Acropolis. We're standing here at the Colosseum. And we're standing on this continent. The question is, what did humanity gain on this journey? And what did it lose? What'd you lose? Welcome, my friends, to the Scepter of Zion. I'm your host, Ruben B. Overthinker. Guiding you through these ruins and riddles and revelations because you asked for it. Did you? I forgot. Because one thing, the past isn't dead. It's just hiding under another layer of stone. And you can bet we're going to figure this out together.
revelations and transformation. In silence deep, the voice will speak. Do you hear me? To lift the strong and raise the meek. The scepter glows with holy fire. It lifts the soul from must and mire. It draws us higher and higher, consumed yet with pure desire. A rod of justness, hand of grace, it clears the lies we all must face. No idle stand where truth breaks through. The King is near, he calls to you. He calls 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 you. Calls you.
Okay, yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. So, we're going to step inside St. Peter's Basilica. Now, in case you didn't know, St. Peter's is supposed to have been the first bishop of the Roman Catholic Church. So, also, St. Peter's is also the disciple of Yahshua, the one, we call him Jesus. He's from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, that's right. In case you didn't know that, now you know. So, St. Peter's Basilica, when you look up at this great dome, this grand vast, just simmering, is it unique? Yeah, but it's not. I'm going to tell you why. For one, it is the blueprint that echoes the Temple of Solomon. It also mirrors the Pantheon. And what this is a Roman pagan temples to all their gods that they worship. Yeah. But at the same time, this building has the blueprint of the Hebrew cosmology, Egyptian mysticism. It's the heavens themselves that's captured in this architect. So when you're in the Vatican and you look at these symbols, these two crosses, two keys. Okay. The two keys, one gold, one silver. Officially, these are the keys to heaven given to Peter. But see, esoterically, they resonate with duality, gold and silver, moon and the sun, or the sun and the moon, whatever, spirit and matter, political and spiritual power. So it's a claim of not humility, but their so-called monopoly over heaven and earth. Yeah, that's their so-called little monopoly. We got this boxed in, we got this corner. So beneath your feet, this checkerboard floors and this labyrinth. So to the untrained eye, decoration, to the initiative, it's actually a path of transformation. See, the ancient Greeks gave us these mystics labyrinths. See, the medieval cathedrals embedded these labyrinths for prayer walks. To walk the spiral is to journey inward, die symbolically, and emerge transformed. See, the Vatican, they encoded these designs, weaving an esoteric map into their marble. So just take a breath, just imagine you walking this path, one way in, one way out, no choice. Yet every turn is a meditation. This is an architectural ritual. Yeah, that's what it is. So remember the intro, I was talking about necropolis. So down in there is supposed to be the pagan graves. Actually, they said St. Peter bones are down there. And once again, St. Peter's, or his surname is Salmon or Simeon. He's a Hebrew Israelite, black as coal. If you don't know that the 12 tribes of Israel are black as coal, maybe one day I'll pull up the scriptures and you can follow it and find it for yourself. Okay? Now, also deeper inside these sealed chambers, supposed to be ancient scrolls, pre-Christian relics, Egyptian ritual items hidden from the public. The Vatican rose not only on holy ground, but on burial grounds, absorbing the power of what came before. Remember I told you they went across the world, building these cathedrals on top of the natives' worshiping sites. They put theirs on top. Like, hey, we better than you, or whatever. So they did that. So the Vatican design is aligned with the stars, the equinox, the solstice, but the oblate casts a shadow on holy days. You remember I told you in an earlier lesson about the oblates is the connection between heaven and earth. They use these signs and symbols. Okay? So windows inside the Vatican frames the sun's path. The statues mirrors the heavens. This is astro-theological worship of the sky, masked as religion. The prophets of the Hebrew and the African tradition warned against this. Yet here it stands, sanctified by Rome, the Vatican, a temple of power lined with pagan geometry, crowned with stolen stones. Yeah, it is. But let's check this out. Long before Rome, Greece held its own secrets. And one of their mystery schools, Eleusinian mysteries, what it promises initiation, rebirth through the stories of Demeter and Per-Eucymian. It's a funny name. Something like that. Per-Eucymian. Yeah, I think that's it. So what the Orphics did, and this is another mystery school in Greece. So what they taught was the soul was divine, but it was trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. Yeah, this is one of the schools, one of the mystery schools in Greece. And then there's the Dionysian. It's a funny word. So check these homeboards out right here. So one of their mystery schools, what they did was they broke all the social rules. with ecstasy, wine, and chaos to find liberation. Yeah, so they did. They were just wild and loose out there. Okay, we're gonna dive into this next one now. This dude got a long name. Pythagorean? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, his brotherhood was founded by Pythagoras. And what it did and what his theory or his concept was, he fused numbers with spirit. All in the numbers, he taught. Harmony with divine order. But see, he studied in Egypt. You remember, Black Land that we talked about earlier. That's what Egypt called. He studied there for decades, learning geometry, astronomy, and the sacred rites. Later, he transitioned and absorbed himself into the Hebrew laws as well. His thoughts, his philosophy exceeded Plato and Western science. And our very ideal of cosmic order. A lot of his teachings to this very second is in universities, colleges all over the United States. But he took this knowledge. He learned it from the Hebrew Israelites. He learned it from the Egyptians. And came back to Rome and taught. He taught this. So, okay. At Olympia, the temple of Zeus embodied the ideals of stone. Its proportion reflected sacred ratios, sculptures that told moral myths, order triumphing over chaos. The colossal statue of Zeus was ivory and gold. It loomed as a god himself dwelled there. Even its alignments with the rising sun tied worship to the cosmos. You know, like I told you when I went there, the big statue wasn't there, but the columns, they were still there. So, Greek temples like Rome basilicas were not just buildings. They were also cosmic statements. Maps of the heaven, maps of the heaven carved into stones. That's what it was. So what do we see here? The Vatican obelisks and the domes and the checkerboard floor. Rome's trophies of Egyptian and Hebrew power. Greece is sacred rites and sacred geometry. These temples were built on stolen stones. The churches aligned with forbidden stars and philosophies carried across the desert and the seas. Well, so when you stand in the cathedral or the temple, just pause. Look at the columns, trace the domes, walk the floor. The stones speak. They whisper a power, a mystery, a memory. And now you heard their voice from the Scepter of Zion. We are these modern voices for these ancient stones. Remember, you lit from that flame. Stay rooted in resilience. Some more mysteries, some more hidden stones and symbols and signs. So until next time, there's more to follow. Yes.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of The Scepter of Zion. If something stirred your spirit, sparked a memory, or whispered truth into your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, speak it, walk in it. We invite you to invite others into the conversation, into the unfolding. This is more than a podcast. It's a movement returning to the root and rising with the call. Until next time, hold the line, guard the flow. flame, and never forget who you are, because the kingdom isn't coming. It's already here and rising, one voice at a time.